Sanka. All right, now we head into our first story where the local sugar millers are stuck with 160,000 metric tons as trade restrictions bite. Now, the Uganda Sugar Manufacturers Association, USMA, has revealed that they say this is due to dwindling export market for Ugandan sugar. Take a look at this report.
Traders explained that they have not benefited from the East African Common Market as Ugandan sugar is facing rejection and import duty in regional markets. They also decried unfair sugar policies in southern Sudan and Rwanda, which import duty-free sugar from outside the East African market, which embeds the regional sugar industry. Ugandan sugar millers are stuck with a surplus of 160,000 metric tons of sugar, the Sugar Manufacturers Association has revealed. They also say this is due to the dwindling export market for Ugandan sugar. Manufacturers have petitioned the Parliament Committee of Trade and Tourism to push the government to find more export markets for sugar. However, the Minister of Trade, Francis Mwebesa, told MPs on the Trade Committee that there is overinvestment in the sugar sector, which is causing sugar market crisis. MPs are concerned that if government cannot find sugar market in the short run, many sugar milling factories are going to close sooner than later. The committee also questioned the impact of the East African Common Market Protocol as Uganda products continue to face resistance on the markets of the partner state.
All right, then, leaving that to that, moving on to the next one. Minister Kasaija has appointed new NSSF board of directors. Now, the minister also appointed to the board 4 representatives of the trade unions, 2 representatives of employers through the Federation of Uganda Employers. Patterson has more.
The Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Matia Kasaija, has appointed a new board of directors of the National Social Security Fund for the next 3 years, effective September 1st, 2021. The new board is headed by Dr. Peter Kimboa, a corporate governance and management expert. Dr. Chimboa is also the team leader at the CEO Summit Uganda, a private sector think tank, managing partner at IFE Consultant Limited, and an award-winning business leader, replaces Patrick Byabakama Kiberenge, whose term expired on August 31st, 2021, after he had served for the last 6 years. The minister also appointed to the board of 4 representatives of the trade union, 2 representatives of the employers through the Federation of Uganda Employers. He reappointed Agri David Kibenge, representing the Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, and Mr. Patrick Osliap, representing the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economy.
All right, now the minister also appointed to the board 4 representatives, which include 2 of the trade unions and the 2 representatives of the employers. That is through the Federation of the Uganda Employers, FUE. Now moving on, Ugandan Women Entrepreneurs Association launches 25 billion fundraising drive for incubation center to mentor women. Now, speaking during the launch of the fundraising drive, the Ugandan Women Entrepreneurs Association, UWAIL chairperson, that is Dr. Barbara Ofono Buyondo, says the new incubation center will be located at their 2-acre piece of land in the Namamve Industrial Park.
The Uganda Women Entrepreneurs Association Limited has launched a 25 billion fundraising drive that will see them collect funds for the construction of an incubation center to benefit women and girls in form of business monitoring. Speaking during the launch of the fundraising drive, UWAIL chairperson Dr. Barbara Ofono Buyondo says that the new incubation center will be located at their 2-acre piece of land in Namamvi Industrial Park. She notes that the incubation center will be crucial in addressing challenges faced by women and girl entrepreneurs in both formal and informal business activities around the country. She further notes that they want to create 40,000 jobs every year from this incubation center in ICT, agribusiness, wood and metal as they make women business effective and competitive. Bedson Mumbere, Smart 24 TV.
All right, now women emancipation seems to be taking center stage again here, as this particular project is set to benefit over 40,000 women and create over 40,000 employment opportunities for these particular women to tap into the business sector in Uganda. Now moving on, Kampala traders call off the strike over textile taxes following government assurances. Now, following their failed negotiations with the government, they did actually call off the strike. Let's have a look at this report.
Following their failed negotiations with the government on the new tax policy of textile fabrics and garments, Kasita spokesperson Issa Sechito said that their shops would remain under lock starting 1st September until government reverses the revised tax levy. Kasita's pronouncement came after their meeting with the State Minister for Trade, Uganda Revenue Authority, Kampala Resident City Commissioner and Kampala Minister. Meanwhile, the Trade Minister, Honorable Ntambazi Harriet, together with the Kasita traders, agreed to call off the traders' strike and demonstrations that were earlier called by Kasita. The traders had opposed the revised tax levy from 25% to 35% on each kilogram of imported fabric. Speaking to Smart 24 TV, Mr. John Walugembe, the Executive Director of the Federation of Small and Medium Enterprises, rubbished the Kasita strike and called for the traders to back the government on its move to promote locally produced goods rather than having more imports than exports.
Import substitution is no. Because as a federation, we've taken the view that we should support local products. Remember, Bubu without us supporting local products is meaningless. Every time we buy finished products from abroad, we are donating jobs. We are donating foreign exchange. We have a challenge of our balance of payments. We are importing more than we export. So all of us, all Ugandans must have an interest in solving this problem. And we are saying that we oppose the first position of URA because it was self-defeating. They had imposed a $3.5 charge on every kilogram of textile, fabric, finished garments, and so on. Now they've backtracked. Said, as a result of pressure, they've said, no, if you bring in fabric, no tax. If you bring in finished garments that are not being manufactured here, no tax. But if you bring in finished products that are being manufactured locally, there is a tax. And we are saying we support you. We are telling our colleagues in Kasita, no, this time we are not with you because what you are promoting ultimately is going to be more painful for all of us as a country. This textile sector that we want to develop can create for us 5 million jobs within a 5-year period if we are serious. If we think that selling Chinese clothes is going to help us to achieve our vision 2040, we are just joking. So, from the Federation's perspective, we are saying the concessions that the ministry has made are fair, and we should all now toe the line. It means that some of the traders need to shift away from trading into manufacturing. It is difficult, but they need to change their mindset. Business is not about trading. You can make business through offering a service. You can make business through manufacturing. You can make business through trading. And we are saying now, we want to promote our manufacturing base. We want, because a trader, you can have a turnover of 20 billion when you are alone. If you have a small factory, even if it is worth 2 billion, we are employing 20 people. So this is our position. This is our position. It has nothing to do with the grievances of our colleagues. It has everything to do with the long-term and strategic direction of this country and where we think we should be going as a people.
According to John Walugembe, Ugandans should embrace dealing in locally produced goods, which will in turn provide employment opportunities for their children and the ever-growing population, and he notes that traders should stop importing Chinese goods and focus on setting up small farms that will generate more income and increase the country's GDP.
Why are you fixated on selling us Chinese goods? Why don't you set up a small factory and sell us? Because these things are made, if you go to China, they are not big factories that make these suits and finished clothes. They are small factories. Our colleagues have the capacity to buy these machines. But you know, it's easier to just sell and make a profit than make. Now we are saying, please, we are urging you to go the hard way, because that is what is going to benefit all of us. Even you are educating your child. Yes, you are trading in school, but you have 5 children. Where will they work? That is why you have taken that position.
Uganda's private sector is dominated by MSMEs, comprising approximately 1,100,000 enterprises and employing approximately 2.5 million people, equivalent to 90% of total non-farm private sector workers. Bubu policy was introduced by government to promote the consumption of local goods and services through use of standards government introduced. However, the policy is continuously being crippled with poor quality of locally manufactured products, which poses questions whether by 2040 the local market would have stabilized. Joran Paul Sanko, Smart 24.
Now that brings us to the end of our local news hour here on Smart 24 TV. We take a break and I'm going to be back with some of the special reports in regards to what was actually making rounds in the city 12 hours back.